Hey guys, it's Hank here. So one of the most important and fundamental things that we have to understand when it comes to penile enlargement is the role of collagen. And I can't tell you how many times I get asked, should I supplement collagen or should I try to avoid collagen? Today, this video is my attempt to at least give my opinion to settle the debate on collagen once and for all. But I'm telling you guys, there's some fundamentally crucial information in this video and you do not want to miss this. Before we go any further, we have to establish some kind of fundamental truths with PE, okay? Now, this is the last time I'm going to say it. This is my opinion. The first truth that we have to establish is that the tunica albuginea, the thick sheath that goes along the inside of the penis that actually fills up with blood, that is the rate-limiting step when it comes to penile enlargement, okay? How do I know this? Well, guys, they have tested this. Here's an excerpt from a paper right here. Therefore, we speculate that some albuginea remodeling occurs during penile growth, and the interference with this remodeling process may promote penile lengthening. This was on a study, yes, a rat study, but a study that they did to try to enlarge penises. And they said, we need to focus on the tunica. And as you can see in the first part of this paragraph, the tunica is composed of different types of collagen fibers, mainly type 1 and type 3. But that's, I guess, truth number 2 is that the tunica is composed of collagen. The next truth is that when you can disrupt this tunica, that's what leads to penile enlargement. Here's a case series here from a guy that had what we called macrophallus or megalophallus, okay? Where he actually developed a penile girth of somewhere around like 8 inches, okay? He actually had to have surgery to correct this. But what they found was, and I quote, an aneurysmal deformation of the middle 2/3 of the shaft that in this case started 2 years earlier. But the point is that the tunica dilates kind of like an aneurysm, guys. An aneurysm, like an aneurysm in your aorta, is not a good thing. But what happens is the different walls of the tunica in the aorta dilate. There is like clear medical evidence of these like truths that I'm saying. The next truth is that because the tunica is composed of collagen, if you give a substance like anti-lysyl oxidase, guys, I've made like at least 2, if not 3 videos, Callie put them up there for me, where you guys can break that down. But what they showed is that when they disrupt the collagen fibers, that it actually leads to penile growth on its own, even without pumping or stretching or anything else, okay? So we have proof that if we can disrupt the collagen bond in the penis, that we can get bigger. Now, guys, the key thing in that entire section is that we want to basically weaken the bonds between the collagen and allow for more stretching and dilation. No, it's not going to put you at risk of rupture as long as you do it safely. So, guys, we know collagen is bad for penile health from several different things. Number 1, when you have higher collagen ratio, it replaces smooth muscle. The smooth muscle in the penis is what relaxes and allows for blood to come in. And so when you see a disproportionate ratio of the collagen going higher and the smooth muscle going down, that leads to bad conditions and bad penile health based on this paper right here. There's also very clear evidence in diseases like Peyronie's disease, where you get a curve in your penis, that these plaque-like formations in the penis, they're basically just full of collagen type 1. There's very clear evidence of a collagen disruption in bad diseases to the penis like Peyronie's disease. We also can see, like in this paper right here, that when you have higher rates of collagen in the penis, your tunica cannot expand like it needs to, and therefore you can't trap the blood that you need to trap in your penis, and it leads to basically venogenic erectile dysfunction, also known as venous leak. And guys, based on this paper here, you can see that oftentimes when you age, you have progressive increase in fibrosis, which, guys, fibrosis is the conversion of active smooth muscle in the penis into scar tissue, which is, yes, you guessed it, collagen, okay? And so, guys, like there's very clear evidence that too much collagen is bad for the penis. Now, what about specifically when it comes to enlargement, okay? Is collagen a bad thing? Well, yes, guys, I think the evidence is abundantly clear, okay? Here's a paper right here where they actually, believe it or not, were able to induce micropenises in rats and then treat them with a combination of growth hormone and testosterone, okay? It's a very interesting paper. I've talked about it many times. If you haven't seen my video of like how to biohack penis enlargement, please check it out. But I want to read this excerpt from the paper where they're literally talking about collagen. Collagen accumulation in patients with hypogonadism is often referred to as penile fibrosis and may prohibit penile growth and contribute to venogenic erectile dysfunction. That is verbatim from this paper right here, because they had micropenises in rats, treated them with testosterone and growth hormone, and tried to cause them to get like more regular penises. But because of that fibrosis, because of that additional collagen formation, it limited the growth. I'll put a link to this paper in the description. I highly recommend you read, honestly, all of the references that I'm talking about here because I'm a clown in a mask. Who listens to me anyways? And this is an actual diagram from this paper, and you can actually see that based on the different treatments between growth hormone, testosterone, or a combination of the two, or even just in the microphallus, you can see that there's higher rates of collagen depending on the condition that was given. Now, guys, here's a paper right here. Now, once again, this is based on rat models, yes, diabetic rat models, but what they showed is that when you have increased tunica thickness from collagen deposition, it led to worse erectile function. It led to worse rat pee-pees by additional collagen. And that's not a good thing, and that's not how enlargement actually occurs. That's actually literally the opposite of what you want. My guy Simtex7 on Reddit, okay, he has his own Discord. I'll put in the links to like his paper and his Discord in the description here. But he also pointed out this paper here. Now, this is actually looking at tendon stiffness, okay? Once again, stiffness is the opposite of what we want for the actual tunica of the penis. We want something malleable, something that we can mold, stretch, expand, allow it to grow. But what they showed here is that when you have excessive collagen deposition in the tendon, it leads to excessive stiffness, which is, once again, not what we want. It is important to clarify here, does supplementing with collagen actually increase collagen levels? Yes, it actually does, guys. You have to understand it's not the way you think it is. You consume the collagen, it's broken down basically into its amino acids and different substrates. And then from there, your body uses those different byproducts to actually stimulate the fibroblasts and uses those products to actually create collagen. They've done a lot of work with this, including this skin study here, where when they supplemented with 2.5 to 5 grams of hydrolyzed collagen, you had pretty dramatic increases in collagen. Now, if you are looking for like skin health benefits, wrinkle reduction, then yeah, obviously like this makes sense to you to supplement with collagen. But if you're looking to make your pee-pee bigger, guys, I'm telling you, in my opinion, this is not what you want to do. And there's been other studies that have shown that when you supplement with like oral collagen, it can increase collagen levels within your body by somewhere between 20 to 40%, depending on what study you look at. I want to take a second because this dude did such an excellent write-up, but this is my guy Simtex7, okay? In my subreddit, he made this post here. I'm going to put like the post on the screen so you can see it. But there's a couple of key points that I want to talk about, okay? First is this paper here where it says collagen peptides significantly increased fibroblast elastin synthesis while inhibiting the release of MMP 1 and 3 and elastin degradation. Guys, MMPs, matrix metalloproteinases, they actually help to break down those collagen bonds and actually helps to allow you to grow. And so literally what this paper is saying is that when you are supplementing with collagen peptides, what happens is you actually inhibit what you want to happen with the matrix metalloproteinase activity. So paper 1. Guys, the last thing you want to do is stimulate fibroblasts. Stimulating fibroblasts leads to additional collagen. Additional collagen can lead to risks of fibrosis and risks of like tunica thickening. So what this paper here shows is that previous studies show that when you consume collagen and you're left with the byproducts of that collagen, you have advanced effects on dermal fibroblasts, stimulating their metabolism, migration, and proliferation, meaning you're making them work better and work faster and multiply by producing collagen fibers. Here's a paper showing that dietary supplement with different collagen extracts allow the accumulation of types 1 and 3 collagen. Now, once again, if you're looking for that in the skin, it's a good thing. If you're looking for it in the pee-pee, it's a bad thing, guys. Here's a paper here showing collagen supplementation was associated with a reduced expression of the MMPs, which is what we want, guys. We want MMPs. Now, guys, I've talked about this in several different videos, including I had like a Hard Gainers Part 1 and Part 2 most recently, where I actually talked about things that actually promote lysyl oxidase, guys. Lysyl oxidase is also what kind of breaks down those collagen bonds and what they did in rat studies that showed that it led to penile enlargement. So if you have not seen those videos, please check them out. But we don't want additional collagen, guys. And I break down all the different factors that can stimulate that fibroblastic activity, stimulate that LOX activity, and can be harmful when it comes to potentially gaining. I've also talked about other videos like my copper video, the copper peptide, as well as the red light therapy video that have actually shown that you can have, that both of those things independently can stimulate collagen production. Once again, I think you should avoid things like copper peptides, or like excessive collagen or excessive copper, because it stimulates collagen production, which is not what you want. So you should probably avoid copper products. So guys, like, what is my takeaway? First of all, do your own research. I'm just one guy, but the evidence is abundantly clear that when you have different diseases like Peyronie's disease or penile fibrosis, you have excessive deposition of collagen. When you have different types of venogenic erectile dysfunction, it's because of additional collagen deposition in the tunica. So we want to avoid these things at all costs. Now, it's very clear through the evidence as well that supplementing with additional collagen, whether it be, whatever you put it in your drink, whatever, that is going to increase collagen levels of production in your body. But to be clear, like, I don't think you have to avoid any kind of like animal byproduct that might lead to additional collagen production. No, I just don't think you should go out and try to buy supplemental collagen. I think that would be detrimental if you were to include that into your supplement regimen. Now, you do need to stay tuned, guys, because I'm going to put together an entire series, including like newbie gains. Is it a real thing? Is it not? And based on what real science, in addition to things like intervals versus a more like static component and what's better. And a lot of this background research is going to come into play with that, guys. If you are interested in learning from me in a step-by-step manner how to get bigger based on real science like this, of course, my course is available below. I've updated recently with Bathmate. We talk about extenders. I demonstrate manual stretching techniques. I demonstrate how to use a pump, talk about pump pressures, everything you need to grow. So if you're interested, link is in the description below. That's going to do it for this one, guys. Just please remember, guys, you are enough just the way you are. There is, however, nothing wrong with self-improvement. Just be the best version of yourself. All right, guys. Peace and love.
Dr. Hank got the plug on the health, yeah. Got you thinking about your wealth, yeah. In his office, no stealth, yeah. Pinnacle of that below the belt, yeah. Checks and balance, he's managing. Working miracles, no damage. Got you covered, no panicking. Steady calm. In the clinic, no vanishing. Yeah, with Doc Hank, it's the way back.